Hai mọi người, thì mấy nay mình bệnh quá mình cũng chưa có làm tiếp tục được. Nhưng mà hôm nay có một cái tin nó cũng khá là vui, đó là như lúc trước mình nói là cái chương trình Realtime của OpenAI nó sẽ bị giới hạn cái lần sử dụng, cũng như là nó chưa có thể miễn phí được. Thì hôm nay Google nó tung ra một cái AI Realtime, tức là nó phục vụ cho cái phần học nói của các bạn ha. Ok, thì nó hoàn toàn miễn phí và nó sẽ không giới hạn cái số lần sử dụng. Vậy thì cái này nó đặt ra cho chúng ta là chúng ta có thể tiếp cận tới nhiều cái nguồn khách hàng hơn, cũng như là chúng ta không có giới hạn cái phần sử dụng này, để mà mọi người có thể sử dụng được nó một cách hiệu quả. Thì bây giờ mình sẽ trình diễn thử cái cách mà nó sẽ cho khảo thí thi phần IELTS speaking ha. Ok, thì bây giờ mình sẽ đóng vai là một bạn khá là rụt rè và bỡ ngỡ để khi mà thi phần IELTS speaking, phần phần một ha. Cái đáng lẽ là phải là 3 phần luôn, nhưng mà ở đây mình sẽ trình diễn phần một thôi, chứ không nó mất công thì nhiều thời gian các bạn ạ. Ok, so bây giờ mình sẽ thử ha. So I want to conduct an IELTS speaking test for just part one only.
Okay, let's do an IELTS speaking test, part one only. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so I'm ready. Oh, something went wrong. Okay, so can you start a IELTS speaking test just for part one? Nó bị gì rồi? Refresh lại. Tune real time. Rồi mình sẽ làm lại nha. Alright, can we start the IELTS speaking test for part one only? Afterward, you give me feedback and band score.
Okay, let's start with part one of the IELTS speaking test. After we finish, I'll give you feedback and a band score. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, sure.
Great. Let's begin. First, could you tell me about your hometown?
Well, I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City because one of the most vibrant and bustling cities in Vietnam. It's a dynamic urban area that never seems to sleep, offering an area of opportunity for work, education, and entertainment. I reside in Tân Bình district,
Okay,
which is known for its tree light trees and charming cafes. My neighborhood tries a perfect balance between being centrally located and relatively peaceful, which is something I deeply appreciate. It's also convenient close to my workplace, so commuting is never a hassle.
that's a great description of Ho Chi Minh City and your neighborhood. Your answer was detailed and you spoke very clearly. Now let's talk about your daily routine. Could you describe what a typical day looks like for you?
Okay, so on weekdays, my day typically begins at 6 a.m. when I wake up and do a good morning workout to energize myself. After that, I take a shower, have breakfast, and get ready for work. I usually home around 8 a.m. and spend about an hour commuting. My workday starts at 9 a.m. and I dedicate the morning to handling email and meetings. At noon, I take a short lunch break often with colleges before diving into project work during the afternoon. After work, I unwind by reading, cooking, or watching a movie before heading to bed around 10:30 p.m. Wow, something went wrong. Ok, sao nó hay bị ngắt kết nối giữa chừng để mình sẽ check lại cái nha. Hello, can we start a test? I am speaking test for part 1 only.
Okay, let's start with part 1 of the speaking test. First, can you tell me your full name?
Yeah, my name is Linh, Nguyễn Duy Linh. Linh is my first name and Nguyễn is my family name.
Okay, Lynch, nice to meet you. Now let's talk about your hometown. Can you describe where you live?
Well, I live in Ho Chi Minh City, one of the most vibrant and bustling cities in Vietnam. It is a dynamic urban area that never seems to sleep, offering an area of opportunity
That,
for work, education, and entertainment. I reside in District Tân Bình District, which is known for tree-lined streets and charming cafes. My neighborhood tries a perfect balance between being centrally located and relatively peaceful, which is something I deeply appreciate. It's also conveniently close to my workplace, so commuting is never a hassle.
that's a great description of Ho Chi Minh City. It sounds like a very dynamic and convenient place to live. Now, let's move on to another topic. What is your favorite kind of music?
Well, I don't have my typical kind of music. However,
Okay, that's fine.
okay, but however, I would listen to EDM most of the time because uh, because that rhythm and the energies that it gives me, it kind of set my mood up and let me forget all about sadness.
That's interesting. So you find EMDM music helps to improve your mood. Now, let's talk about something different. Do you enjoy spending time outdoors?
Okay, so spending time outdoors, absolutely. There are numerous benefits for physical, mental, and emotional well-being. When spending time outdoor, I feel like things like walking, jogging, or hiking would not only burn calories and improve my cardiovascular health, it also helped me with exposure to sunlight, increase vitamin D levels, and it helped me socialize with people around me much more, especially when I spend time walking in a park near my house.
That's a wonderful perspective on the benefits of spending time outdoors. It's great to hear how it improves both your physical and mental well being. This is the end of part 1. Now, I will give you some feedback in both English and Vietnamese. In English, your answers were detailed and fluent, and you spoke with a natural pace. You provided a good range of vocabulary, which is excellent. However, pay attention to your grammar. In a few cases, you made some minor mistakes. Try to vary your sentence structures to showcase more language ability. Your pronunciation was clear, which made it easy to understand you. In Vietnamese, các cậu tra lối qua ban khi tiết và trôi
Okay,
chai
okay,
và
okay.
ban nói vui một talk
It,
do.
you just give me band score. You don't have to give me Vietnamese. Your Vietnamese is weird.
Okay, I understand. I won't give the feedback in Vietnamese if you prefer. For this part, your performance is around a band 6.5. You showed good fluency and vocabulary range, but there's still room for improvement in terms of grammar accuracy and sentence structure. Would you like to proceed to part 2?
Okay, we can try part two. And after part two, you also give me feedback on band score and so on.
Absolutely. Let's move on to part 2. For this part, I'm going to give you a topic, and you will have 1 minute to prepare, and then you will speak for about 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Okay, ready.
Okay, your topic is describe a time when you received good news. You should say what the news was, when you received it, how you felt about the news, and explain why this news was important to you. You have 1 minute to prepare. Your time starts now.
Okay, can I start speaking now?
Yes, please start speaking.
One memorable instance when I received good news was about 10 years ago. During my final year at university, I had applied for a highly competitive internship program at a prestigious multinational company, and I wasn't particularly
Okay.
optimistic because the selection process were rigorous. I remember that the news
Okay.
came in the form of an email from the company's HR department, and I was informed that I had been chosen out of hundreds of candidates to join their program. The person who first told me the news, however, was my best friend. She called me almost immediately after checking my inbox because she was also interested in the same opportunity. Surprisingly, she was more
Okay.
excited than I was, shouting and jumping in joy on the other end of the phone. This was significant to me for
O-
several reasons. Firstly, it
Okay.
validated all the hard work I had put into preparing my
Okay.
application, including drafting a compelling
Okay.
cover letter and acing the multiple rounds of interviews. Secondly, it opened up
Oh,
new career prospects for me as the internship promised hands on experience in a field I was passionate about. When I first heard of the news,
okay.
I felt a whirlwind of emotions, relief, pride, and sheer excitement. It felt like all the effort I had put into my studies and extracurricular activities had finally paid off. I even remember taking a moment to reflect on how far I had come, and it was deeply motivating. The good news didn't just boost my confidence, but also inspired me to set bigger goals for the future. To celebrate, my family organized a small dinner, which turned into a heartwarming evening filled with laughter and support. This moment remains etched in my memory as a reminder of the reward of perseverance and determination. That's it.
Okay, thank you for sharing that experience. Your story was detailed and heartfelt. Now, I'll give you feedback on your performance in part 2. In terms of fluency, you spoke continuously for the 2 minutes and maintained a steady pace. There were a few moments where you hesitated, but that was minor. Your vocabulary was quite varied, and you used some nice expressions, which is excellent. Your story had a clear structure, making it easy to follow. Grammar accuracy was also generally quite good, though there were a couple of minor errors. Overall, you presented your answer in an engaging and understandable way. Based on this performance, I would place you around a band 7 for part 2. Would you like to proceed to part 3 now?
Okay, that's it. I think that's it.
Okay, so you do not want to go to part 3. I understand. So let me give you some overall feedback. Based on your performance in parts 1 and 2, and considering the different aspects of the speaking test, such as fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation, I would place your overall band score at around 6.8 to a 7. You demonstrated good fluency and your vocabulary is varied, with good use of some specific expressions. There are areas you could focus on to improve your score, especially grammar accuracy, and some minor hesitations. Keep practicing these, and I'm confident you can achieve a higher band score. Do you have any questions for me?